everybody. Just want to hold a reason. I've been thinking about something. Just want to hold a reason with you about being a chosen one. Now, I must say, the story about Jesus Christ, Jesus, and the suffering and struggles that he went through according to the Bible. He was a chosen one. And even Jesus got to a point where it became unbearable to handle the burden that he carried as a chosen one. And correct me if I'm wrong, from my recollection of the story of Jesus, before he was hung on the cross, or before his resurrection, he went into the wilderness to pray. And I think he prayed until till sweat was falling off of him, and was asking his Father, who is God, if you can, please take this cup from me. In other words, please take this burden off of me. It is too much to handle. This is my interpretation of the Jesus story. Mind you, I wasn't there. Me never dede. So me no know. Translation, I wasn't there. So I don't know if this story is true. But I must tell you, as a chosen one, this is not something that a person just chooses to be, and it's something to be glorified or to glorify yourself about. It's like when you hear someone say, I'm a chosen one, some people take it lightly. But for me, knowing what a chosen one goes through, knowing the responsibility of a chosen one in the spiritual realm, knowing the sacrifices, the struggles, the trials, the tribulations that a chosen one goes through, sometimes I think to myself, maybe this is not a job for me. I don't want this job. I didn't choose to be a chosen one. This was destined. This is my destiny. This is what I was sent here to do. It's a part of my purpose. And no matter what I do, I cannot get away from being a chosen one. It was not my choice. It's not something to be glorified about and to be proud of. That, well, when you finally learn what a chosen one goes through and the responsibility that a chosen one have to break generational curses and to be the light in the world of darkness, as they say, to be the guardian and protector and warrior, spiritual warrior and protector over others who can't protect themselves physically or in the spiritual realm. That's a big responsibility. You have to be a special type of person to be able to handle being a chosen one. It is no joke. It is nothing to play with. And until you master until you wake up, because some of us chosen ones are still mentally sleeping. But when you finally are awakened and illuminated and you realize what your purpose is, and you start walking in your purpose and understanding it, dissecting it and understanding it, and how to move about in it as a chosen one, as a light worker, when you finally start to understand it and accept the responsibility of it, that's when you start to get an appreciation or a certain proudness for being a chosen one. But in the beginning, when I first realized that I was a chosen one and understood the responsibilities of a chosen one and what I had already been through, the hardships that I've been through since from childbirth until now, sometimes I say, if I had my choice, I don't know if I would have chosen this. So now I understand why Jesus went into the wilderness and was praying so hard that sweat was pouring off of him, begging his Father, because he knew what was coming. He knew he had to make a sacrifice, a blood sacrifice. He was the blood sacrifice, being tortured and hanging on a cross. I don't know if it's true. This is what was written. Me no know. Me never did it. But according to the story of Jesus and what he went through, I understand why he was praying for God to take that off of him. That is a big burden and responsibility. And let me tell you, chosen ones aren't born with gold spoons in their mouths, as they say. Chosen ones aren't born into rich, wealthy families, and they live rich and wealthy. Chosen ones are usually ones that come from families that have a little bit of nothing, families that are poor, barely making it. They go through all kind of troubles and trials and tribulations. Some of our chosen ones have been homeless, like myself. They struggle with addiction, whether it's alcohol, drugs. They struggle with depression. They come from some really bad backgrounds. They're raised with single parent in the home. They financially struggle. Those are the chosen. I'm a chosen one. You can't say you a chosen one and you have never experienced any hardship in your life. You can't possibly be a chosen one and you have had everything handed to you on a silver platter your whole life, from the time you were born into this world until now. You can't be a chosen one if you are a narcissist. You can't be a chosen one if you are a psychopath or a sociopath. It doesn't work like that. If you lack empathy, if you're not empathetic to others and can sympathize with others and can relate to others' struggles because you've been there or you've had some experience, then you're not a chosen one. Chosen ones are ones that can handle hardship, that can handle mental stress, physical stress. emotional abuse, trauma. We are put through the test in every aspect. We are put through a physical test, moral test, ethic test, emotional test, mental test. My whole life, I have struggled. And I must say, I'm a chosen one. And I'm proud to be a chosen one now that I understand the magnitude of the responsibility that I have as a chosen one, and what my assignment is. Now that I have an understanding of what it is, even though it's a heavy assignment, I'm learning that I'm equipped to handle that assignment, and that's why that assignment was given to me, if that makes sense. But there was a time when I was in the dark. I was a sleeping chosen one that didn't know myself and know my purpose. So I did not understand the magnitude of the responsibility that was put on me as a chosen one, as a light in this universe. But once I was awakened, which was very scary for me, it I went through it during my awakening. And you can go back to my videos on my channel and watch my transition. My awakening was hard for me, facing the reality of the responsibility that I have to break generational curses in my family. That was difficult for me to accept, because not everybody can handle what I have handled so far in my lifetime. When I sit down and tell my story about some of the trials and tribulations and things that I have been through, some people ask me, how are you still alive? How did you manage to get through that mentally and still be sane and in your right mind? That's what people ask me. How can you still be so empathetic and caring and loving and kind as you are? How can you still have such a loving heart and a loving soul towards others that have done you so wrong? Because this is bigger than me. It's not about me. I am just the vessel that is being used to shine a light into the darkness of this world. And it took time for me to come to that realization. But I must tell you, I'm sitting here and sometimes I meditate and I ponder and I think to myself, why? Why did I have to have such a heavy responsibility as a human being? You really think it's easy being a chosen one? It's not. It's really tough. And a lot of times you feel alone. until you realize that you're really not alone. You're just eliminating the distractions around you so that your inner spirit, your intuition can speak to you and guide you to where you need to go, because you're on a mission. Sometimes I ask, why me? Why did it have to be me? Sometimes I don't want to be the strongest soldier. There's a Jamaican song that a guy sing that says, the strongest soldier gets the hardest fight. And sometimes I don't want to be the strongest soldier. But I have no choice, because I've been assigned. And I have to understand that I am a multi-dimensional being having a human experience. The rewards, people don't see the rewards that I receive from being the light in the darkness. But I see the rewards. I can't even share my rewards with other people, because people are full of envious spirits. Some people are full of jealousy and envious. They have a jealousy, envious spirit dwelling within them. And they can't genuinely be happy for someone when they accomplish something. So a lot of times, chosen ones, they even keep their accomplishments to themselves. They can't even share it with anyone. Sometimes I can't explain the accomplishment to others because they don't understand. Unless they're a chosen one, when I do accomplish something and I'm excited about it, I have to find another chosen one to share it with, because the people that are on a low vibrational level just don't comprehend. They don't understand it. And there is where sometimes you feel alone, because even in your celebration as a chosen one, you're celebrating alone. Until you find your tribe, those that are like-minded like you, those that are chosen like you, who are on their mission, until you find your tribe, it's going to feel a little lonely. But I must tell you, being a chosen one is nothing to play with. It's no joke. It's not. Abba, Father, if you can, please take this cup from me. That is what Jesus was praying and saying. Again, it's in the Bible. It's a story. I don't know how true it is, but I'm experiencing some of those same things, so I can relate to the story. It took me living my life, going through these experiences, to truly understand the concept of what Jesus was experiencing, the character of Jesus and how they depicted him and what he went through. Now I understand, I completely, because I have experienced certain things. And then I realized, oh, this is why he was the sacrifice, because he was the chosen one. He was chosen for that. Uh, I wasn't expecting to get emotional and break down like this, but when you're dealing with the chosen one, they keep it real. There's nothing fake and phony about me. If there's something emotional that makes me cry, I cry. Sometimes I cry out of joy. Sometimes I cry out of sadness. These tears, it's like bittersweet. On one end, I'm thankful to have been chosen. And on the other hand, it gets tiresome. I get weary sometimes. Can you imagine taking on the responsibility of having an intuition that can pick up on other people's emotions, other people's feelings? Like you go around someone and they don't even have to really go into detail to explain to you the hurt and the pain and what they're feeling. And just by me being in their presence, I can feel that energy and it comes off onto me. Can you imagine me being in a room with a group of people and there's all types of energies in the room, and I am constantly picking up other people's energy and can feel their hurt and their pain? Who wants that? Sometimes I'm in socializing amongst people, and I start to feel so exhausted and want to separate myself, want to isolate myself, because my spirit is picking up on so much energy. There are people that draw to me for no reason, strangers. I could just go anywhere, to the mall, to the park, anywhere, and I'm just by myself minding my own business. Children will come out of nowhere, just adoring me, just drawn to me for no reason. Animals draw to me for no reason. People would just come up to me and start telling me their deepest secrets. I'm a stranger to them. I've never met them in my whole life. And they will start telling me their deepest secrets and things that have happened to them, like they are trusting me. I was at a restaurant one time and I had to say, I could I couldn't grasp for the life of me how this woman just met me for the first time, and she's telling me some intimate, deep details about things that happened to her in her childhood. Because the energy that's coming off of me, it's a light that draws people in. Those that need comfort, those that need love, those that need to be cared for. But you know what else that I have to experience as a chosen one? Those narcissistic spirits, because they draw to me too. The ones that want to use my energy to survive, they draw to me too. So sometimes, chosen ones, we get drained. We get exhausted from all of that energy exchange. And a lot of times we're taking in a lot of negative energy, so it kind of drains. It's like can you picture a bright bulb or a bright light? And all of a sudden flies and everything start to swarm this bright light, this bulb. After a while, yes, the bulb is still there, it's still shining, but you don't see it as bright because all of the bugs are covering over it. And that's how it is when I'm around a lot of people, or people who want to suck my energy. And I find myself having to separate in order to preserve myself. I must tell you, being a chosen one, it takes a special individual to be a chosen one. It's no joke. Often chosen ones are the ones that you can rely on at any time of day, any time of night. They're able to take care of the problem, whatever it is. They got your back. But you see, when it comes to the chosen one's turn to need someone, if the chosen one needs something at any time or day or night, usually there's no one that can be of assistance to that chosen one. You might find one person or maybe two that's able to really come through for you as a chosen one. But most of the time, chosen ones stand alone. They're loners. They're loners. Chosen ones don't run in a pack. It's not a pack. It's not a clique. It's not a group. Chosen ones usually are leaders. They move singularly, alone. They might have their tribe that they rely on for intellectual interaction and spiritual socializing spiritually with one another. But for the most part, chosen ones, they move most of the time by themselves. They don't need a whole lot of friends. They're chosen ones have very few friends that are really close to them, like maybe one or two. Others are just associates. They keep them at a distance. Just wanted to share that with you. I've been thinking about it for the past few days. Like, people throw this word around, chosen one this and chosen one that and light worker. When you hear me say chosen ones and light workers and spiritual warfare, I'm talking about some deep spiritual, excuse my language, deep spiritual shit. This is on a whole different vibrational frequency. This is on a whole different level. This is not no 3D stuff. This frequency, some of the things that I have experienced and can communicate to you, you would probably think I'm somewhat losing my mind or I'm insane or something. But then when you speak to someone that's on the same vibrational frequency that I am, they understand clearly what I'm saying. Sometimes they understand what I'm saying before I even finish saying what I'm saying, because we're on the same frequency. But majority of the people that are around chosen ones tend to isolate and become lonely because the average people that they are around or are in their presence, how can I put it? Chosen ones get bored and turned off by just surface conversation. If you want to talk about what the weather is today, that's boring to a chosen one. They have no they have no patience for just mundane conversation. If the conversation is not deep and intuitive and intellectual, and it's not spiritually stimulating, it's not helping them to elevate, they're not interested in having conversation. They'd rather just be quiet and not have much to say. They get very, I get very bored with just casual conversation, because my mind, my spirit is so full. It it is so far up here. And then again, someone that is higher in a spiritual vibration than me can possibly see me as boring because they are up here. There's level to this shit. There's levels to this. And each level that you go to, there's a level of people that's on that plane. You just have to find them. As long as you stay low, you're not gonna progress. The people that are low vibrational, I have to stay away from them as much as I can, because they will suck my energy and bring me down to their level. They can't come up to my level, but I can be sucked under to their level. There are people that are comfortable. Narcissists and certain people, they are comfortable being in a low vibration frequency. That's where they function best. But I'm miserable there. I'm unhappy there. My spirit can't function in a low vibrational atmosphere. I have to constantly elevate. And so, because of that, chosen ones get bored very easily, very quickly. They don't have time for the small talk. And they can spot a fake and a phony real quick without them even opening their mouth. The energy that's coming off of them, their body language is enough for us chosen ones who have elevated to a certain level to see the bullshit coming. We don't have time for it. We shut them down real quick. Until next time, this is Marie's Message 411 TV. Just wanted to share something with you about being a chosen one. Click like, click share, click the notification bell so that you can get updates to my videos that are coming in the near future. Subscribe. We have just reached 1,200 subscriptions. I want to congratulate all of my supporters who helped me get to this point. Yes, we are at 1,200 subscriptions right now. Congratulations, and thank you for all your help with building this platform. For all my new subscribers, I welcome you to my channel. Go and watch my previous videos so that you can get acquainted with my channel. If you do leave a comment, please type an actual comment. Do not leave an emoji, because if you leave an emoji, the algorithm will sense it as if it's a bot. So please type in some type of comment about this video or your experience with chosen ones. Are you a chosen one? Share your experience with me. Until next time, be good to yourself, be good to others. For all of my chosen ones, all of my light workers, I appreciate you. I love you. Continue to fight in the spirit. Until next time, this is Marie's message for 411 TV, and I must say, bye bye.